Have you ever noticed how your pet seems to know when you're sad? The way your dog quietly rests his head on your lap when you're crying, or how your cat curls up beside you on the bed when you've had a bad day. Without a single word, they just know. It's one of the most mysterious and beautiful parts of living with animals. But have you ever wondered why they can sense our emotions so deeply? Is it just instinct? Or is there something more happening beneath the surface? Something emotional, something almost human? Let's look closer, not to prove who's right or wrong, but to understand both sides, the emotional truth and the psychological science behind it. From a psychological perspective, animals, especially pets that live closely with humans, are masters at reading subtle cues, body language, tone of voice, and even changes in scent. When you're sad, your body releases different hormones and pheromones, such as cortisol and stress-related chemicals, and your pet can smell them. Dogs, in particular, have an incredible sense of smell, up to 100,000 times stronger than ours. They can literally smell sadness. But it's not just about scent. Animals are extremely sensitive to energy shifts in their environment. They notice when your voice is softer, when your movements slow down, when your breathing changes. To them, these are signals, like small emotional vibrations, that something is not right. And because your pet has built an emotional bond with you, they respond not just instinctively, but empathetically. They don't analyze what's wrong, they simply feel it. That's why, when you're upset, they often come closer without being called. Their instinct tells them, "My human needs comfort." Some scientists call this emotional contagion, the ability to absorb another being's emotion without words. It's the same reason a baby cries when another baby cries. Emotion spreads, quietly, from one nervous system to another. Your pet feels your sadness almost as if it were their own. But there's another side to it. Not every pet reacts to sadness in the same way. Some become extra affectionate, while others quietly keep their distance. And both responses are completely natural. Animals have personalities, just like people do. Some are comforters, drawn to your pain like a magnet. Others are protectors. They sense something heavy and prefer to give you space. It doesn't mean they don't care. It means they care differently. From a behavioral standpoint, pets learn through association. If they've seen you cry before, and they remember that when they approached, you petted them or spoke softly, they'll associate that action with closeness and safety. So, next time you're sad, they repeat that behavior, not because they're trained to, but because it made you feel better before. And animals, especially domesticated ones, are deeply motivated by emotional reward. Your calm voice, your gentle touch, your energy returning to peace. In other words, your pet's empathy is both emotional and learned. It's not magic, but it feels like it. Let's flip the perspective for a moment. Maybe you're someone who doesn't always notice your pet's emotional response. You might think, "My dog doesn't care when I'm sad. He just keeps playing." But sometimes, what looks like indifference is just a different form of love. Animals sense more than we see. Some react with closeness, others with patience. A cat sitting quietly across the room while you cry isn't ignoring you. She's watching, making sure you're safe before she approaches. It's her way of saying, "I'm here, but I respect your space." Psychologists call this mirroring empathy, the idea that animals reflect our emotional state in their behavior. But they also regulate their own response based on our patterns. If you tend to process sadness in silence, your pet learns to stay silent with you. If you talk through your feelings, your pet may come closer, mirroring your openness. So, when people say, "My dog doesn't understand me," maybe he understands exactly what you need. Quiet support, not noise. Still, not everyone believes animals can truly feel human emotions. Some scientists argue it's simply learned behavior, a conditioned response based on patterns and rewards. When you're sad, you move slower, your pet slows down. When you're quiet, the house energy changes, they adjust to it. It's not empathy, they say. It's environmental synchronization. But even if that's true, isn't that still empathy in its own form? Because empathy, at its core, is the ability to feel with another being. Whether through chemistry or connection, your pet aligns their rhythm with yours. That's something deeper than mere instinct. It's emotional attunement. In psychology, this bond is sometimes compared to attachment theory in humans, the same framework that explains how children form emotional security with caregivers. Your pet learns that you are their safe base. So when your energy shifts, sadness, anxiety, exhaustion, they feel it in their nervous system too. They become what psychologists call co-regulators. They help balance your emotions by offering presence, not solutions. That's why just sitting next to your dog or cat can calm your heartbeat. Your body literally synchronizes with theirs. There's slow breathing, steady warmth, quiet presence. It's not in your head. It's biology. From another angle, pets also serve as emotional mirrors. They reflect what we often can't express ourselves. Have you ever noticed that when you're anxious, your dog seems restless too? Or when you're peaceful, they nap easily beside you? It's because your pet lives within your emotional frequency. Their world is made of sensations, smells, sounds, movement, tone. So when yours change, they notice immediately. They may not know why you're sad, but they understand something in you is off balance. What's remarkable is that they respond without judgment, without advice, without needing explanation. Humans often struggle to do that for one another. But your pet, they just show up. They sit there, breathing beside you, until your heart remembers that it's safe to beat normally again. There's also something profound about what happens inside you during those moments. When you see your pet respond to your sadness, it activates the part of your brain responsible for oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that builds trust between a mother and child. That's why your pet's presence can feel healing. It's not just emotional, it's physiological. In that sense, your pet isn't only sensing your sadness. They're helping you process it. They pull you out of isolation and into connection, even without words. They remind you that empathy doesn't always need explanation. Sometimes, it's just presence. Still, there's another perspective to consider: the way humans interpret these moments. Sometimes, we project emotions onto our pets. We see their silence as sadness, their closeness as compassion, because that's what we need to believe in that moment. And that's okay, because even if your pet doesn't feel sadness the same way humans do, your connection with them is still real, still healing, still emotionally powerful. In psychology, this is known as emotional projection. We assign our feelings to others as a way to understand them. It doesn't mean the emotion isn't real. It means it's shared differently. Your pet may not think, "My human is sad, I should comfort them." But they sense the energy and they respond to it. And that response, that quiet companionship, is enough. So maybe it doesn't matter whether it's instinct, empathy, or projection, because what matters is what happens between your hearts. That wordless understanding that says, "You're not alone." So next time your pet curls up beside you when you're down, pause for a moment and really see what's happening. It's not just a cute habit. It's a language of love without words, a kind of wisdom that reminds you. Connection doesn't always come from speaking. Sometimes it comes from simply being there. Because in their quiet way, animals mirror the purest kind of empathy. Presence without judgment, love without condition. Your pet may never say, "I understand you," but every look, every nudge, every silent moment beside you says exactly that. And sometimes, that's all the understanding we truly need. Is your pet like this too? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how your furry friend senses your emotions and comforts you in their own special way.